Today we are going to do our full review of the Kinetic DL Performance-1 EUC shoes. Now we've been riding these for about a month now and we noticed a lot of pros and a few cons. So we want to break that down for you today.
In this video, we're going to show you guys the 3 most common places you would use these shoes and how well they performed.
Yeah, exactly. So at first we hit up the street, some flatland riding with some potholes. After that we did some more casual riding or more like errand running.
And finally, of course, we did the technical off-roading, but the question is, where did they perform best?
Exactly.
Let's go.
Let's go. So we are here in downtown Toronto and we kind of want to break these down a little bit for you. They are available now, kineticdl.com for $210 Canadian plus tax.
That's right. These are the Performance-1 shoes for electric unicycles.
And I think the main feature of these that we've even noticed, especially downtown, is the sole. So let's break down the shoe a little more technically than we did in our first impressions and talk about, let's start with the sole.
Sounds good. So we have a patent pending sole on this shoe that was designed specifically for EUCs in mind. And it's a very nice firm sole that also has reinforcements built in to provide protection if you're in a crash, and also to provide resistance to the sole when you're both accelerating, braking, as well as turning.
Yeah,
right? So
the applicable use for this, I've noticed that reinforcement in the back, it's real and it doesn't want to torque on you a lot, it stays flat. So this sole has really made a big difference.
And you may have seen that in our bend test video previously.
Yeah, in the short that we made, or the reel we made as well. So I feel like this sole has actually, it's proving itself. Like there's no talking smack about it quite yet. Like it's proven quite well.
Yeah, and so let's move on up a bit from the sole to the upper.
Yeah, it's leather, it feels like leather, it wraps like leather, and the heel, especially the heel with the TPU plastic on the heel, the protection, it's just like, you don't have to think about it when you slip it on, the protection's there and it's nice.
Yeah, so just to add to that, there's TPU protection armor within the heel of the shoe and of course on the side of the shoe here as well. So all of this provides additional protection if you are in a crash, and it's well padded in the sense of from a comfort standpoint.
Yeah.
So you're not just looking at leather, you of course have like internal padding to give you that comfort side of things as well.
Yeah. Now I think one thing that we're going to mention a few times in this review is that this shoe is versatile. It doesn't cover everything, but it covers a lot. And we noticed in street, this fits in quite well. But I think the bulk portion of this kind of street section, the main key player is this sole. I think it's very flat and it gives that great foundation, because downtown and street riding, it's a lot of flat riding and then you encounter potholes or jumps or little bumps, but a lot of it's flat and just really technical kind of maneuvering on flat ground. And the sole comes through as a great asset.
Yeah, and I love the design personally, so I know we have here the black shoe. These shoes in the future will be available in white as well as navy blue.
I believe so.
You can see that on the website, but I think the black looks pretty great. It's very sleek. You can easily wear this shoe with pretty much anything, and that makes it great if you're commuting downtown,
exactly,
riding in the city.
Now the one somewhat, it's not really a con, but it is a con, is the break-in period for these. Is that when you first put them on, it is real leather, so it will take a few days, maybe even a week or more, to actually break it into form to your foot. It's one of those things that sucks, but it's great to be able to go through that process knowing that the shoe's gonna form and fit really well.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that, and I think I may have touched on that in the impressions video, where when I first put the shoe on, I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this. Riding with it then for a few hours, I would say at the bare minimum, definitely broke it in and it felt a lot better.
Yeah.
And you can tell with the leather, after you break it in, it has that different kind of patina and the creases form, and it kind of forms to your foot.
Live your life within the moment, and don't go wait until the morning. You never know when it is over. All that I know is we'll get older. So let us dance this night away.
Casual, everyday use. I think these shoes are quite versatile and I think they're great. One of the biggest things I'll point out is the simplicity of use. Like just knowing I'm slipping these on, just tying them up, that's it, and I'm protected in a way. I've got a lot of support in the sole, and I've got that heel protection I feel great about. So simplicity of use, I think will go a long way in the casual setting.
Yeah, and for me personally, I found that when I use these shoes in a more casual, everyday ride, I found myself riding seated more often. As not someone who usually rides seated, I found it interesting that when I was wearing these, I found it safer and just more comfortable mostly. Because when I'm riding seated, you know, your toes are a bit further forward on the pedals. You have the edge of the pedal that you're gripping into. And with like a regular sneaker or running shoe that I normally would wear, it was painful and didn't feel as secure. I felt like at any point I could fall off the pedal or lose grip, right? So I love the versatility there, and I think the versatility of these shoes, whether it's riding seated, standing,
It's doable.
it's doable.
Now that's the everyday casual use, but we've been saying that these shoes are quite versatile. So why don't we do like a stock comparison to the opposite side of things on the off-road side?
Sounds good. Let's hit the trails.
Let's hit some trails.
Feel the air get thinner. I'm standing in a blurry dream. No one else can see us. So let us dance this night away.
Now talking a little off-road, have we found the limits of the Performance-1?
I think so.
I would agree.
Yeah. I think you specifically.
Yeah, so like this is a very versatile shoe. Like we mentioned, in the more commuting or downtown, it has very great uses. In the casual everyday, it has great uses. But when it comes to going on that higher end, when you need more protection or just a little bit more of everything, I don't think this goes quite as far. When looking at more of an off-road shoe, you want to look at something that has a little bit more, maybe even higher ankle or more protection on the inside here. I find when you're riding off-road, you might be jumping around and your feet might be coming off the pedals a lot, so maybe something on the bottom half, even something integrated into a new sole that's more designed for off-road use, so when your foot comes off and on or doesn't come off and on, there's something to do with that.
Yeah, so for me, I think in terms of off-roading, I think the shoe holds up pretty well, but because of the more comfort-focused aspect of it, there's definitely some parts that may be left desired for those very technical riders who maybe want to jump their EUCs or ride intense single track downhill. If you're in a gnarly crash off-roading, you may not have as much protection as like even a taller boot, right? I know a lot of folks will wear like a boot that covers more of your leg even, which will protect your ankle a bit better. But overall, definitely doable in the off-roading scene from my perspective, but it has its limits.
I think you're completely right in saying that. It's like if you want to off-road or you want to go on gravel or dirt, these will definitely do the job.
Yes.
But the second you start getting more extreme or jumping or like Watt single track or doing single track rides, this may not be the exact shoe you're looking for when getting really intense. But when it comes to the casual everyday rider who just wants to try off-road, 1000%, I would recommend these.
Likewise, I think if you've gotten to this point in the video, you've seen all the different styles of riding that we've talked about, from street riding to casual, running errands, seated riding, and to off-roading. And I think from an off-roading standpoint, it's good, and I would still 100% recommend them as well. So what are your final thoughts?
Yeah, so I think we should both give our final impressions, and mine is I am impressed. When I put this thing on, I feel like when I put it on, it's meant for something. Like kind of like when you put on a steel toe shoe, it doesn't feel like a casual like running shoe. Like I wouldn't want to walk in this, but I would definitely want to ride a unicycle in it. So my final impression is I will be wearing these. They are very comfortable, high quality material, and I feel like they're made for a purpose. How about you, Hanson?
I mean, I completely agree, and I will say that since I received mine, I don't think I've ridden my unicycle with any other shoe. So since I started wearing these, it was just, like you said, it's purpose-built, and I feel a lot safer from a protection standpoint, you know, coming from wearing Adidas Ultra Boost with me. You know, like no ankle protection, nothing. I feel like I could roll my ankle easily, so definitely very positive for me, would highly recommend. And hopefully we've provided you guys some good overall pros and cons, so you guys can make an informed decision.
Yes.
And if you do want to get a pair of these, where can they get them?
They have launched at kineticdl.com.
That's right.
And they retail for $210 Canadian plus tax.
Be warned though, it is a limited release. Only available in the black color for the time being. I believe it's only available from a size 9 to a size 12 or 11.5.
I believe that's what it is.
So we're sorry if you fall outside of that size range. They will be available in other sizes in the future. Stay tuned for that.
Yeah, the exciting thing is this is the first batch. So there's going to be more made in the future with different sizing and color and styles and whatnot as well. But this is the performance one, which I think overall we were happy with.
Yeah. And they're in stock now, no waiting, you don't have to pre-order them. So.
Exactly, but if you don't like paying for shoes, what are we gonna do for the people, Hanson?
We're gonna give away a pair.
We're giving away a pair of Kinetic DL Performance 1s. So there's just a couple of things you have to do in order to be entered into a giveaway for a free pair of these shoes. The first thing you have to do, subscribe to our channel. Of course. And the second thing you have to do is click the link down below and fill in all the information down there for Kinetic DL, and you automatically be entered into the giveaway.
That's right. So stay tuned. The winner of the giveaway will be announced
in 1 week.
So in a week from today.
Yeah, we're super excited to be able to partner here with Kinetic DL on their brand new product, the Performance-1 EUC shoe. And to do a giveaway is everything we've wanted from the beginning is to give back to you. So we're doing it.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Maybe on a regular episode of
PV Lane.
Peace out.
Peace.